record first. All right. Thank you again, Zuleika. All right. So this is the link to Autocrat. Okay. So let me just show you how it looks like from this side. Okay, nampak tak? Can you see it? This is how it looks like. All right. So the reason why mine looks like that is because I dah install. So if yours is not installed yet, it will ask you to install kat sini. Okay? All right. Dah install ke? Have you installed? Can we install first? I'll give you a bit of time. Kalau dah install, reply done dekat dalam chat section boleh tak? Okay, so that I know that you've done it already. Okay. Now, how it works is that one Autocrat punya add-on will be linked to your account. So, contohnya, we have to remember that one add-ons per account. Okay, so if you are downloading your Autocrat using UiTM account, okay, then whatever spreadsheets that you use untuk merge whatever data into a document, will only be available to the account that you have downloaded. So if you use another account that is personal, the one that you have not downloaded, the Autocrat, so it will not work lah. So again, just a reminder that it's one adds on per account. Okay, bukan per spreadsheet. Okay, a lot of people have that confused. So they thought that, oh, okay, so does that mean that every time I use a new spreadsheet, I have to download the add-ons? Tak perlu. You just download satu kali saja, and then you can use it throughout, provided that you use the account that you've downloaded. Okay, faham ya? So if you already downloaded for uitm.edu.my, then whenever you open a new spreadsheet, you tak perlu download again. But if you open another Gmail account, so if you need to use Autocrat, then you need to download Autocrat again. Okay, so the same goes with whatever add-ons in Excel, in Google Spreadsheets or Google Documents. Google Documents pun ada add-ons juga actually. Okay, so this is Autocrat. Okay, so just so you know. Okay, so this is how it looks like. Okay, and this is the output. All right, or some of you might be wondering, kalau e-certificate. So if you ask your participants to use Google form to key in their data so that they can get the certificate, pun boleh, because the Excel sheet looks like this as well, betul tak? It looks like this, but except that it does not have all the other stuff like this one lah. So perhaps it's just nama or student ID, okay? Then the output will depend on the template that you choose. So template tu can be in a form of Google Docs. It can also be in a form of slides. Okay, contohnya slides. Okay, hold on, yeah, I'll show you one that I did for you guys. Okay. Yeah, okay. This is a template. Okay, so this is a template for a certificate. Okay, so later I'm going to give you a link for this one and you will get the certificate lah. All right, so if you're not sure how to design a certificate, you don't need to worry. You can always go to Canva and then template je dekat Google Slide. Okay, so that will work as well. So if you look at this template, all right, it's in Google Slide. The tagging is there. That's the tagging. Okay, so similar to the template for mana hilang template tadi? Okay, the one just now that I showed you, tiba-tiba hilang template dia. Hold on. Alright, so Hilang ini pula dah. Sabar ya. Okay. Where did it go? Okay, here it is. Okay. There it is. Okay. So similar to the certificate template, where this is how the tagging is. So this is the template for surat latihan, and you have the tagging there. All right. So this way, I don't know about you lah, but every time I kena buat surat latihan, it's such a burden that you would have to buat ni banyak-banyak kali. Okay, especially jawatan kuasa, and then you get Zura faham lah. Okay, sometimes I salah gelaran, the person should be pensyarah kanan, I letak pensyarah, and then she has the surat to sign already by the professor, Prof Dekan, and then I have to retract back again. So to me, nak buat using Google Docs macam ni, copy paste banyak-banyak kali up until 20 pages. To me, it's difficult to see. Alright, this is how I see it. Okay, I don't know about you guys, but I tak nampak, kadang-kadang the error tak nampak. But kalau bentuk macam ni, I can see the error. Okay, I nampak nama, I nampak gelaran puan. Kadang-kadang nama perempuan, I letak tuan. Okay, so when you have things like this, to me, I feel that the error can be minimized. Okay, if you agree with me, just raise your hands. Okay, so how do we begin? Okay, so I'm sure a lot of you are wondering, how do we start? Okay, so we can start off by using Google Form. Okay, kita nak buat mana dulu? You guys nak belajar mana dulu? You guys nak belajar nak buat certificate dulu ke, or you want to do surat latihan dulu ke? An example, which one would you want to do? This is another example that I did. Topic submission for my students. All right, so for ELC 550, the students have to submit outline lah. All right, so the form looks like this. Okay, so they have to key in blah 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 dot 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 dot. Okay, and then the data looks like this. All right, so kalau you tengok, it will be very pening kepala lah. How to mark like this? Okay, so I added Autocrat, and the outcome looks like this. All right, that way I give the students a copy of their outline, and I also have their outline. Okay, so their submission is dalam bentuk macam ni. I have their data kat sini. Okay, if the student say, Madam, saya dah submit, tengok-tengok nama, tak ada pun. Alright, so maknanya dia tak submit lah. Okay, tipu lah. Alright, but because what I did was that their Autocrat, when they submit, I have a copy of theirs, and they also have a copy of their own. So how does it look like when this is another thing what Autocrat can do. It will also help you what do you call this? Trigger is also trigger through your email. So if anybody were to send a submission, okay, it will trigger in your email like this. Okay, so contohnya, although this is a different contoh, but I'm using the same thing. Okay, it's just that it's a different course. Okay, so contohnya it will like this lah. Okay, in fact, I can even make it personalized. When it triggers, siap dengan nama student sekali. Alright, dear nama student ni, as you can see, the Nur Hazwani is the one that is submitting this. Alright, this is a copy of your informative speech outline pending approval, and the student will have a copy, and I have a copy. So this is how it looks like. Yeah, this is what Autocrat can do lah. Okay, okay. Shall we begin? What do you want to learn first? E-certificate, I guess. Guys, senyap je.
Madam, if can we learn about e-certificate first?
Alright, sure.
E-certificate first.
Thank you.
Alright, okay. Boleh. Okay, so kita buat form dululah. Okay, I guess that's the logical thing to do, isn't it? Okay. So if you don't want to buat from scratch pun tak apa, you can ambil exit, you can ambil kat sini pun boleh. Alright, just ubah-ubah je. Alright. So just tukar je. Insert. Okay. Fill in your details to get your e-cert. Okay. Do we want the name? Obviously. Okay. Email perlu ke? Student ID tak? Alright. Yang lain-lain ni penting ke? Do we need this? Kita buang je lah. We don't want it. Okay. So a simple form. Now, the thing is, if you want the students to have a copy of their certificate, or if you want your participants to have a copy of their own certificate, what you need to do is you have to collect their emails, okay? And make sure this is not restricted to any organization. Okay. Depending on how you want to organize the data, because I've been in training for quite some time, I have participants who submit more than one. So I'm guessing if you nak buat certificate and you want the certificate to be automatically emailed to the participants, I would suggest you limit to one. Sebab nanti if the participant hantar sampai 10 kali, then your Excel will enter the same person 10 kali lah. Alright. Okay, and I guess that's it. Okay, so this is how it looks like. Now, that is important. Okay. Now, this is what I would like you to do. Boleh tak kita isi sekejap? Alright, isi sekejap so that I have data that we can do something with it. All right, can I have your participation to enter a bit of data in the Google form, please? All right, thank you so much. Okay, all right, ini okay lah kot. All right, thank you, thank you. Okay, now we have the data. This is how it's going to look like once you ask your participants to key in their name so that you can give them their certificate. All right, so let's start with the fun part. Okay, so kita dah download the add-ons. All right, it will look like this lah. All right, so if you're not sure whether your Autocrat is in your spreadsheet, cuba you buka your Google spreadsheet. Cuba tengok ada tak? It should be under add-ons and then under Autocrat. It looks like this. Do you have it?
Yes, madam.
Ada ya? All right. So once you have the data, then you can launch. All right. Tapi actually kan, I guess it depends on you. You can even launch without having the data. Tapi maksudnya in a way that there are two ways of doing this. You can do it manually or you can do it automatically. All right. So, but there are pros and cons to both lah. All right. So, I will tell you from my experience lah what we have. Okay. So, this is how it looks like. All right. You should name your job. Okay, for instance, like this one, this is cert for okay. So give it a meaningful name. All right. So next is, okay, this is where you choose the template. All right. So if the template is the one that you worked on recently, okay, so it will be, if you're working on Drive lah, so it will be somewhere there. Okay. So if it's a certificate that you have not been it's a template that you have not, that you've worked on last week ke, last 2 weeks ke, it's going to go down at the bottom, so you can cari. All right, so since I worked on the certificate, I think, is it this one, or I think it's this one? Okay, I hope it's that one. All right, so you select. All right, so this is the one. If you're not sure, okay, you can always, if you're not sure, you can always click on it and it will bring you to the template. All right, so this is the one. Okay, so once you have chosen your certificate, the template, click on next. All right, so this is the part where you tengok form responses 1 is this one at the bottom. This is the tab. So if you have 2 tabs, okay, contohnya like this one. Okay. It may take a while because alright. So kalau tengok pada sini, okay, next. Now, if you have 3 tabs like this one, nampak ya? Surat lantikan penceramah, surat perhargaan dengan surat lantikan jawatankuasa. You will have this because it's going to ask you which job, which tab do you want me to get the data from? Okay, so in this case, because kita ada satu je tab, so that's why you have 1. But if you are working on multiple tabs, you will have this. Okay, so actually Autocrat can buat jobs from different tabs. Okay, all right, so this is the one. Now it's asking name. Okay, so you have name kat sini. Alright, why is it asking timestamp, email address, and student ID? Because this is the question that is from Google Form. Okay, so this one dekat sini pula, this is from your template. Okay, because in your template, you ada name sahaja. Okay, but if you have, if you require the template, if you want the template to have student ID or staff ID, then you would have to add in staff ID, okay, using this tagging here. Okay, the tagging is sama je, this one. Okay, you make sure you have this, make sure you have this, okay, and then you put staff ID or student ID, and then it will appear here. It will appear here. Okay, this one is from Google Form. This one is from your template. Okay, so the same like this one. Okay, this is from the template. All right, so because this is not from any Google Form, this is not Google Form. So it's asking tarikh surat is this one. Okay, nama goes from this. This is the data that you should get it from. Gelaran, okay, this is where the Autocrat will get it from. Okay, nama bengkel, this is where you should get it from. I mean, the Autocrat should get it from. Okay, so because the reason is because the template, okay, requires it. This is the template. Okay, the template requires it, so that's the reason why they keluar all these things. Okay. All right, so you just basically have to match it. All right. Once it's matched, all right, you can go click on next. Now, this is the part where the naming conventions. How do you want your file, okay, to be named? All right. So my advice is that you just ikut nama dia. All right. So just copy and paste. All right. Cert for feature Friday workshop. Okay. And then the name of the participant. Okay. All right. Now you can type, tak ada masalah. Okay. In fact, you can type. You don't tak payah copy paste pun tak apa. Cuma sometimes what happens is, this is from my experience, okay, when I type, dia tak keluar. How the naming convention was supposed to be, dia tak keluar. But whenever I copy paste it, tak ada masalah. All right. So from then, I decided that if there is a tagging, I would rather copy paste. Okay, because I feel that Autocrat ni dia kadang-kadang dia space sensitive, the capitals, non-capitals, they're sensitive in that sense. All right. So I would rather just copy paste rather than type. Okay. Next, this is the type of output. How do you want the participants to get the file? All right. So if it's a certificate, the logical output would be PDF. All right. So the reason why you only have Google Slides is because your template is Google Slides. But if your template is Google Docs, all right, then you have Google Doc here and you have PDF here. Okay, so because it's a certificate, we don't want the participants to mess about with the data that you've already put in, their names ke, or takutlah dia letak benda-benda lain in the certificate ke, doctor it, kan? You don't want that. So what you do is you click on PDF, all right? Okay, so next is where you choose whether it is a multiple output mode or single output mode. The difference here is that if it's a multiple output mode, so each of these individual would get their own PDF, own e-certificate. But if it's a single output mode, you will have like a bulk, like a one file with multiple PDF in there. So you have Dian on the first page, Mazura on the second, Amira third, but it's in one file. Okay, so that's the difference there. Okay, I guess it depends on how you want it to look like in the end. All right, once that is done, you click next. All right, this is where you choose the destination. Okay, so depending on your Google Drive, so I would advise you to create the folder beforehand. Okay, so you buat siap-siap lah. Because if you don't have any destinations here, your e-certificate will be everywhere in your Google Drive. Macam ni. Macam ni lah. This is, I haven't been doing my spring cleaning. Okay, so it'll be there. So you don't want it to be everywhere. Okay, so what you do is you create the folder beforehand. Okay, you choose the folder. All right, again, with Autocrat is if it's a folder that you've been recently working on, then it will be at the top of the list there. Okay, if it's not, you would have to scroll down and cari. Okay, I guess this is the one, April 28. Okay, all right, so that's the one lah, e-cert. Okay, so once you've already selected the destination for the folders, it will give you here. Now, add dynamic folder reference here is optional. You don't have to choose anything. So to me, I tak buat apa-apa lah kat over here. So I would advise you to do the same. Okay. This one, okay. Now, I think I don't know how this can be applied to you. All right. I have teachers who are asking me, boleh tak buat sijil automatic terus, where the teacher uh, created a quiz, and then that if the students um, achieve more than katakan the full mark extent, okay, and students who only achieve more than 8 will get the certificate, okay, so the condition is there, boleh, okay, so you just add the condition, all right, so in this case because there is no grade kat sini, so tak payah letak lah, okay, but we can do that if you want to. So meaning that Autocrat will generate certificate for students who only achieve 8, 9, and 10 marks saja. All right, those who get below 8, they will not get the certificate. Okay, so this is where you add the condition. All right. Now, next is sharing documents and send emails. Okay. So it's up to you, I guess. Do you want to share the document or not? Okay. Because this is e-certificate, I feel that yes, terus bagi pada students. All right. So you give it as a PDF. All right. Okay. So allow collaborators to reshare. If you have collaborators who are also working on the documents, it's up to you. Okay. These are all up to you. Send from generic no reply address. Okay, you don't to me no send from no reply address. Okay, yes, I don't want it. Okay, and this is where, remember I showed you this, okay, where my students will get their own copy of the form that they have submitted. Okay, this is where you can provide the setting. Okay, so tu ni pada siapa? All right, of course, a copy of the students. Okay, again, you can always type, but I've had so many experiences where it doesn't work whenever I type, so I just copy and paste. All right, there you go. Okay, CC. Okay, because you want a copy of the cert for yourself as well, and or if you want your Gmail to alert you that there is somebody who is sending you something through whatever form, okay, so you letaklah your email there. Okay, so type in the subject. So the subject will be cert for Friday. Shop. There you go. All right. So you can even type the message. Okay. Hi. This is how you personalize your email. Okay. Nama dia. Okay. Copy. All right. Okay. Thank you for participating in our workshop. Okay. Hope you learned a thing or two. There you go. Okay, and then you letaklah your signature. Okay. Fauziah. There you go. Okay, that simple. This is a copy of your e-certificate. There you go. Okay. All right. So once you're happy with the message for the email, okay, share doc, yes, PDF, all right. Then you click on next. Okay, so this is a part where do you want it to run as triggers? Okay, what it means here is that if you tekan yes, whenever somebody key in through the Google form, okay, you will get an email. Okay, you will get an email. All right. So if you want that, then you click on yes. Okay. But from my experience, I would suggest no. Okay, especially if you have not click on this. Okay, so you do not limit to one person. Okay, so what's gonna happen is that kalau if it's automatic, especially if it's a sijil for quiz, uh, meaning that the participants can attempt as many times as they can until they get full marks. Okay, so I have teachers saying to me that no, they don't want that. They want it to run one time je. Okay, so if that's the case, then you choose no lah. All right, but if you want it to run on trigger, meaning that once the participants or the students submit whatever data is in the Google form, they will automatically get the certificate depending on the conditions that you've already set for them lah. Okay, if it's a quiz, dapat 10 markah baru dapat sijil, okay, then dapat lah. If not, if it's a generic certificate, anybody can just key in and then you run from form trigger. All right, so they will get it automatically. Okay, but I do have, like I said, people who are asking me, I don't want it to run automatically. I nak tengok dulu nama participants who attended the workshop. Then I baru bagi the certificate. Boleh? Boleh, you can do that. So if you want to check dulu to verify whether these are the people who attended your workshop, bukannya passing link ke, then you tekan no lah. Alright, so that way, you what you do is that when you click this, it's basically asking whether do you want it automatically done or you want to do it manually. Itu je. Okay. And then the second one is the same thing, run on time trigger. Time here meaning that you nak dia run every 1 hour, let's say. Okay, so yes, okay, or no. Okay, but I would always say no. Don't, because kalau tidak, your email will be penuh. Okay, and then Autocrat will keep telling you that no, okay, failure to send ke apa ke whatnot. Okay, so I would just say no. Okay, and once that is done, all right, you click on save. Okay, this may take a while because it's trying to find the triggers as well. All right, so this is the job. All right, so because this is only one job, and then because it's only running from this tab, you have one sajalah. But unlike this one, okay, because I have all 3 tabs on Autocrat, so I have 3. Okay, so right now, because you've already keyed in, okay, you tak ada lah, it's not automatic lah. All right, so what you do is, if you want the certificate, all you have to do is, or if you want Autocrat to run the job for you, okay, secara manual, you just click on the play button here. Okay, and then you will see that there. Terus, this, and this, okay, this is basically the status lah, the status for Autocrat. It's going to tell you whether it is successfully merged or not. Okay, there you go. Two out of 15 documents merged, so we have to wait a bit. Okay, I think some of you already have the documents. Dian, can you see your email? Boleh tak? Ada tak? Do you have the certificate with you?
Yeah, I do.
Okay. Kak Mazura, you have the certificate already? So it's going to take a while. Okay, while waiting, any question?
Yes, I've got it. Thank you.
All right. Welcome. Sementara menunggu tu, any questions? No question? Semua orang menanti-nanti sijil masing-masing?
I think I'm good for now.
Okay, you're good for now. Okay. Thank you, Asmudin.
Need to watch the video again. Recording later.
All right. So this one is simple je because you only have one tagging to look out for lah. All right. But if you have like multiple tagging, like if you look at this template, you have one.
Yeay, dah dapat.
Dapat dah?
Dah. Thank you, Ji.
All right. Welcome. Kak Yati jangan keluar pula lepas ni. Mentang-mentang dah dapat sijil.
Dapat sijil cabut
Dapat sijil sabut. Ish. Okay, so it's gonna take a while because we have about 15 documents that needs to be merged. Okay, so I would like to highlight here. Okay, boleh tak tarik tepi sikit. Okay, this is your status. You boleh tengok. Kita tarik sikit a bit. There you go. There, documents successfully created, document successfully merged, PDF created, email sent, okay, manually run by bila, timestamp bila. All right. And then this is the link to the certificate. All right. So this is certificate for Dian. All right. Congratulations, Dian.
Madam, I have a question.
All right.
So let's say right now it has already delivered all the certificates,
Mm-hmm.
but say in an hour from now, only somebody baru je nak hantar a Google form. Will it automatically generate a certificate there and then, or do we have to manually run it again?
Okay. Good question. Kejap ya. Let me show you. Saya tak boleh lari ke sana ya. Okay, here. Alright, we always have to go back here. Tadi our setting was, where is our setting? This is, okay. Our setting kita buat, no, it's not gonna run on form trigger. So meaning this is run manually. But if you want it to run automatically, because you mentioned, kalau what if in 1 hour we have another participant, yalah dia lambat key in kan, probably dia kena, I don't know, dia buat something else dulu, then later 1 hour baru dia teringat dia nak buat. Okay, if you feel that you cannot commit to looking at the Excel and run the Autocrat manually, you buat run from trigger. And then if that is, you click, then it's asking you, you must enable triggers for this project before you can add on to this job. Confirm? Yes. And that's it. So anybody who keyed in after the job has been created manually, all right, terus boleh dapat. So you don't need to run manually anymore lah. So make sure you save it. All right, so now it will run automatically lah. All right, because I only saved it before Shafi dengan Adlan, okay, keyed in. So how do we run this? Okay, let's say they have not gotten their certificate. What you need to do is just go back to add-ons. Okay, launch. Alright, tunggu kejap. Alright, so what you do is we just click on that. Because we have 2 students here who have not gotten their certificate. As you can see, 2 rows will merge, which is these 2 rows, 17 and 18. Okay. Right, you can see there, Shafi already has his e-certificate, and we're waiting for Adlan. Okay, there you go. All right, so after this, if you key in, if anybody keys in their name in the form, it will be automatically created. Okay, any question?
Thank you so much, madam.
Welcome.
So, madam, when we run the Autocrat for many times manually,
Uh-huh.
it will only give the certificate to individuals who haven't gotten the certificate, lah.
Yes,
Oh,
because
okay.
Autocrat will read this row here as well. If this row is empty, like what happened to Shafi dengan Adlan just now, if the row is empty and then Autocrat will generate whatever it is that you ask Autocrat to do for these two rows. All right, even when you have previously run Autocrat for the other rows. Okay, so you don't need to worry if, oh, but we already have this, but what if we run again? What about those people who already gotten them? Don't worry. Autocrat will read this row here. If it's empty, it will only run for these two. Kalau tak percaya, let's try. Let's say I delete this one. All right, let's run again. Katakan Adlan just keyed in. All right, let's run it. There. It recognizes that Adlan has not received his whatever job that was supposed to be given lah. All right, and there you go. Okay. So far
Okay,
so good.
madam. Thank you. Good.
Okay. Pensyarah-pensyarah yang lain, any questions?
So far okay.
So far okay, yeah. All right. So
Definitely.
okay. I do have people asking me, okay, how many jobs can I create per day? All right, because I know some of us buat e-certificate secara besar-besaran. Okay, sometimes can reach up to 200, 300. Okay, especially if you're doing conferences, it can reach up to 400, 500. Okay, so boleh ke sebenarnya Autocrat do that for about 500? Boleh, because it depends on our domain, our package, Google for UiTM punya package. Okay, so our package says this is our quota limits. All right, so kita under Google. Kita under Google Workspace if I'm not mistaken. Okay, I think we are under Google Workspace. We are not using free edition. Okay, we are using Workspace. Okay, so if you're asking how many documents can I create? 1,500 per day. All right, so if you exceed that limit, all right, so Autocrat will tell you that you've reached your quota. If you want to do the job, you would have to wait tomorrow. Okay, same thing, email. All right, because you would need to email your participants their e-certificate. All right, so limit is 1,500 daily. All right, but if it's within the domain, okay, if it's UiTM, within UiTM, it's 2,000 daily. Okay, I hope this information helps. All right. Okay. Now, any question before we move on to the more complicated ones? Yeah.
Madam, I have a question.
Okay.
So let's say I downloaded the add-ons Autocrat on my personal email.
Okay.
But then I want to change it to my UiTM email. Do I have to uninstall it then install it again on
No,
my UiTM
no,
email?
you don't need to uninstall. Tak apa, you just install terus in your ATM email.
Okay, madam.
All right. Again, it all depends on the account that you are working on. Okay. All right. Now, this is another example that I did. Okay, I'm sure a lot of the lecturers are familiar with having to do surat lantikan, whatever, a lot of surat lah. Okay, so to me, I feel that this is the best way to do it. Okay, especially I don't know, Dr. Has, I think you are managing Masmed kan? Ada Ilyas beritahu. So maybe, sorry? Okay. So,
Ada.
okay, maybe this might help lah. This might help. All right. So in a way, I feel the reason why this help is because satu, when it is in this format, I believe it is easier for reporting because we have our KPIs. Okay, it is easier for reporting, and then I do have a lot of people asking me, Fauziah, how many latihan that you did already for 2020 or 2021. So if I do it in a form of macam ni, okay, jenuh nak cari berapa banyak surat latihan that you did, betul tak? Okay, so if you were to do it this way, then it is easy to see. You terus tengok dekat sini je tahu dah. Oh, okay, I have so far in March, okay, dah 10 latihan. Kejap lagi, this one lah. Okay, so we can buat Autocrat punya job on this. Okay, and we can also do Autocrat on this and on this. Okay, so dia punya steps sama je. Step dia sama je. Alright, provided that you have the surat latihan already. Okay, so I'll give you an example lah. Okay, kita cuba satu lah, kita copy paste je lah ya. Kenapa ambil drive? Okay, sorry. Okay. Okay, this one is not going to run on Google form. It's going to run straight from your Google Sheet. Okay, so in a way, so you tak payah rely on Google form lah. Okay. Okay. Alright, contohnya kita buatlah tarikh surat. Okay, hold on. Kita buat ni dulu. Okay, add-ons, Autocrat, kita launch. Okay. Again, the data will be keyed in terus daripada sini, not Google Form. Okay. Alright, let's name it. Okay, what is this? Surat lantikan package ramah. Example 1. Okay. So, what would be, kita nak ambil template. This is the template. It doesn't necessarily have to be surat latihan. It can also be invoice. It can also be receipt. Okay, for conferences ke, for whatever lah. Alright. So, template. I hope we can look for it here. Okay, so this is the one. Okay, is this the one? Yeah, that's the one. Okay, all right. Then you click on next. All right. So if you notice here, macam tadi, okay, sheet 1 here. Okay, this is the one sheet. All right. This is from the template. And this is from which column? Okay, so tarikh surat, we make sure that it is from tarikh surat lah. That's it, which is here. Tarikh surat here. Okay, so nama is here. Okay, gelaran, we make sure that it's running correctly. We always check one by one. Nama bengkel, okay, that's the one. Tarikh bengkel, this is the one. Masa bengkel, okay, tempat bengkel, ceramah. Tempat. Okay, if you notice here tak ada. Okay, so it's warning you that there's something missing here. Okay, please fix it. Okay, mana dia? Tempat bengkel. There you go. And once you dah tagging to which column, this is the template. Okay, to which column. Okay, then the tagging, the warning tu dah tak ada lah dah. Alright, tujuan, nama dekan, salinan kepada. Okay, so there's no more warning signs here. All right, you just click on next. All right, how do you want the naming conventions to be? All right, since this is surat lantikan, you say surat lantikan. Okay, again, surat lantikan siapa? This one. Okay, nama, copy. All right. All right. And then nama bengkel lah. Okay, nama bengkel. There you go. All right. Now, again, this is the output lah. How do you want it to be? All right. Remember tadi, because our template was Google Slides, so your choice would be either Google Slides or PDF. All right. Because this is surat latihan, because sometimes you want to check dulu before you give it to Zura. Okay. So don't give it in PDF form. Jangan bagi dia dalam bentuk PDF form lah, because sometimes she would also like to add in the surat kami. I mean the what do you call this? The protocol for it lah. Okay. So for this one, I think we better leave it as Google Docs lah. All right, so that it is editable. All right, and again, the output is multiple output mode. All right, although I know some of us, kalau kita buat banyak-banyak, you know, we have surat latihan for a lot of jawatan kuasa. Okay, and then you want to lump it all in one file. Boleh juga. Then it will be macam ni lah. All right, but I don't know, I guess it's my preference. I would prefer it to be multiple output rather than a single output. So then we can identify mana satu yang salah rather than having to save and resave the many documents. Okay, so click on next. Okay, surat latihan Sharma. Okay, this is the one that we want the folder to be in once it is created. Okay. Oh, sorry, going back. Betul tak? Your certificate tadi masuk dekat dalam e-cert. There you go. Okay, this is everybody's certificate. And I have everybody's certificate here. Okay. Okay, sorry, going back here. Okay, so this is the surat. This is where all the folders, your Google Documents is going to be. So you can click on next. Again, this is optional. You don't need this. Set more condition. If ada lah, kalau tak ada, especially surat ni, I think tak perlulah. Alright. Share docs. Yes, you nak share to whom? You nak share pada Zura pun boleh, because she is the one that is going to give to Prof Dekan. Pun boleh, tak nak pun tak apa. Okay, so if this is going to Zura, alright, you kena letak Zura punya email address lah. But kalau tak nak, you want to look at it first before you email to her, then tak perlulah, then tak payah email lah, unless you want to email it to yourself pun boleh. You want to email it to yourself, then you letak lah your email. Okay, but sorry, UiTM.edu.my. Okay, but I feel that it's unnecessary because it's going to be in your drive anyways. Okay, but if you feel that okay, takut terlepas pandang, takut you don't know, you know, sometimes there's a warning ke, tiba-tiba ke, I don't know how lah, tiba-tiba, because you are the only one that is going to be writing on this, or you want to give it to your ketua project ke, for instance, ketua project, sorry. Okay, so you CC to that person. Okay, and then type in the subject. Okay, this is surat lantikan siapa, nama, copy paste. Again, I like to remind everybody banyak-banyak kali, I think you should copy paste rather than type it out. Okay, because there's so many times that I type it out and it doesn't work. Okay. Okay, so this is just a copy for my own keeping. Okay. Next. All right. So don't run this on trigger. All right. Because again, logically you are the one that is going to be keying in this. So tak payahlah run trigger and save. Okay. So that is that. All right. Let's try to copy one. Okay. Kita ambil yang paling baru lah. This one. Alright, nama dekan. Like this one. Alright, secara atas talian, same one. Okay, tarikh bengkel sama. Taklimat bengkel hari ni berapa? 7 Mei 2021. Autocrat. Sedih kan? I buat taklimat, I jugalah yang penceramah, I juga buat surat letikan untuk diri sendiri macam short sendiri je. Alright, puan. Okay, so this is this. I letak gelaran ni because I selalu kejap penceramah perempuan, I letak tuan. Penceramah lelaki, I letak puan. So this minimize the problem lah. Okay. Alright, tarikh surat. Bila tarikh lulus bengkel ni, I can't remember. I just put lah. Okay, katakan kita letak April. Alright, salinan kepada okay. So right, these are all the data. Okay, senang nak nampak macam ni because then you will know that okay, surat siapa yang dah keluar, surat siapa yang belum keluar. Sebab kalau tak keluar, it will be kosong macam ni. Kalau dah keluar, you will have data from Autocrat right there, and then you have details. So contohnya if Dr. Rezaimah wanted to know, Fauziah, how many workshop that you've done already, you buka aja spreadsheet yang ni, terus you bagi data macam ni. You tak payah nak buat baru apa semua. You don't need to do that because you know, time is precious. Our time is precious. We don't need to do things banyak-banyak kali. So if you have like one stop center for all your data, this is it. Okay, this will help you. Okay, now sebab tadi kita dah buat, we did the setting for the Autocrat. Okay, now kita launch lah. Alright, because we've already attached this spreadsheet to the template. Okay, so now kita nak tengok whether, because it's not running automatically. Alright, so logically what I did is that every time I plan to have every time that I plan to have workshop, I just put it in here. Okay, so then I will know lah siapa tak dapat lagi surat letikan, siapa and whatnot. So it's easier to keep track. Okay, so how do we launch? Because this is done manually, not automatically. Okay, the reason why it's done manually, satu is because I'm the one that is keying in. Second, I nak tengok betul ke ini the data is betul ke tak, betul ke isi, the date, the time and whatnot. Alright, so once that is done, okay, I'm happy with the information given there. I just click on that, as you can see. Alright, terus the start 3, 4 new columns. Alright, telling me that it's running. Alright, then that's done. Okay, so there you go. This is the naming. Okay, remember we named tadi macam mana? We named surat lantikan, nama penceramah and the name of the bengkel. Alright, this is how the naming is looks like lah. Alright, so there you go. Tadi 20 April, nama penceramah, pelantikan sebagai apa dia? Alright, there you go. 7 Mei 10-12, which is this one. Okay, 7 Mei there. Alright. Sorry, going back here. Okay, bertempat secara atas talian. Okay, puan, which is the gelaran there. Okay, and anything to do with puan. Okay, so this is the reason why I feel that kena sentiasa check balik. Okay, because this is capitalized. Kalau Zura tu dia bising lah. Okay, ni P, Okay. And okay, if you feel that this is ready, good to go, salinan kepada, there you go, coordinator at the head. All right. Who's the decan's name? There you go. All you have to do is just email this to the right person. All right. Mari kita tengok Prof. Sai pula. Okay. Alright, 26 Februari. Okay, tak sama dengan mine. Hers is 26. Prof. Okay, Puan. Right, pointers, penceramah pointers on alternative assessment. 17 March, which was here. Okay. And there. Okay, salah eja kat sini because pasal apa? Salah eja. Kat sini. There you go. Okay, there. So that's why salah eja kat sini. Alright, this is the reason why it has to be editable because you always have to go back. Okay, so and then betulkan je lah all the rest. If you're happy, terus bagi. Sekejap je buat. Okay, all you have to do is just key in all the details and terus dapat. Kalau tidak, I mean before this I remembered nak buat surat latihan it will take you about 1 jam. Nak buat satu je because you have to tengok satu and then if you have 3 or 4 people, you have to copy paste. Alright. So this is
Gigi soalan.
okay.
The template tadi tu, that means yang itu kita kena sediakan dulu and then just letak the tagging je dalam tu.
Yes, betul. Alright, so this is the template lah. So
okay.
how do you want it? How do you want the surat latihan to be? To me, all this other wording ni is standard lah, standard.
Standard, ya.
Yes,
So
okay.
kita buat siapkan dulu template and then kita just guna je lah.
Betul, correct. Okay, so kalau if you want the template to have, let's say, jawatan. Okay, letak kat sini kan.
You tambah je tagging kat situ.
Tambah je tagging kat situ. So once you dah tambah, you run balik Autocrat. Because sometimes surat latihan, there you go. It's warning you that, okay, there's something here. Okay. There, terus ada. Okay, map column. Tapi kita tak sediakan dekat sini. Alright, so what do you need to do? You kena letak satu di sini. Insert column left and jawatan. Okay, so letaklah. Alright. Jawatan. Professor is a jawatan ke? Kita tak je lah ya for the sake of learning today.
Yes. Okay lah tu.
Okay.
Yeah.
Alright, kita try run Autocrat lagi sekali ya. Kita tengok ada tag, ada warning tak? Yang macam tadi dia ada bagi warning kan? Okay, dah tak ada warning dah. Okay. So now going back. Kita edit balik because kita dah tambah jawatan tadi kan. Alright, template still sama, which is this one. Tapi sebab kita dah tambah jawatan, okay, template still sama. Go back, okay. There, jawatan. Okay, kita dah tagging sama. Alright, nothing changes. Same place where you want the folder to be. Okay. And run from trigger? No, you want to run manually. Okay. Okay, done. Okay, now what we want to do is because kita nak letak jawatan tadi kan, kita nak dia run lagi sekali. Okay, so kita if you want the Autocrat to run lagi sekali, you just buang je kat sini. Okay, kita try run lagi sekali. Okay, right now, hopefully dia akan tambahlah nama jawatan. Okay, let's run it one more time. Alright, there you go. Okay, dia dah run. So this is how it looks like lah. with the jawatan yang kita tambah tadi. Okay, sama jugalah dengan surat lantikan Prof. Sai tadi. There you go.
Jin, ada question.
Okay.
Macam you dah ada template kan?
Mm-mm.
What if I want to create new? So I pergi dekat klik yang create new tu lah ya? And then I create the
Oh,
template.
okay. Template you kena buat dulu siap-siap before you go to Excel.
Okay.
So kalau you
This letter ya, template tu maksudnya yang macam letter ni I akan kena type dulu. And then baru dia boleh detect ke macam mana?
you kena dia macam ni, if you tengok template ni, this is the template that I dah edit balik lah, so that this wording ni kalau letak nama orang lain ke, kalau letak nama penceramah, nama tarikh apa semua, it's gonna look sama je throughout surat lantikan. So in a way, kalau if you nak buat template, you make sure that the wording tu should be sama lah. If you're not sure, I guess you have to work
Standard
it out.
je.
Standard je.
Okay. Cuma I nak tahu from yang kita masa nak create tadi, template ni kita create kat mana?
Oh, kita create dekat dalam ni lah, dalam Google Drive.
I see.
Okay. Any other question? So sama macam ni, it will be macam ni lah. Like this one, form submission. Okay, the template that I'm using, like this one, okay, ELC5 ni, this is not my template. It's actually Turis punya, okay, because Turis is the resource person. Okay, so once I dah dapat the generic template, because kalau tak silap I, Turis kata, okay, pakai je lah yang ni, template ni for students punya outline kan, so at least they can see. Alright, so I'm using this template. So every time students submit, okay, every time students submit, I will get it in my email, okay, like this. I will get it in my email like this, all right, and I terus work on it, all right. So I comment lah, blah blah blah, comment, all right, because the thing is, students pun dapat juga, okay, whatever that I've commented, the students will be able to read my comments. So tak adalah macam I don't know about how other lecturers are doing it, but previously I have other lecturers were telling me, is there another way rather than having to ding dong back and forth through email, because kadang-kadang you miss email. Kita UiTM ni satu hari boleh dapat 200 email, so it's jenuh nak baca, nak cari satu-satu email yang duk ding dong. Okay, so betul. So I try to find an effective way how to ding dong balik dengan students without having to go through kat sini. Dia cuma hantar kat sini sekali je, it will alert me sekali je that students have submitted. Okay, once they have submitted, kita terus pergi kat sini. Maknanya you dah ada copy, I comment kat sini, you betulkan kat sini deh. You don't have to like ding dong balik email. Madam, email balik boleh tak? Jangan email. Just work on the documents. So it's saving our time lah in a way. Alright. So yes, the students will get this. This is the students punya view. This is my view. Alright, so I can see if the students kata, okay madam, saya dah submit. Alright, you tengoklah nama dia. Siapa nama you? Alright, tengok, ya, dah betul dah submit. Okay, kejap. Okay. Alright, so you buka je lah kat sini. And then you have the copy. Alright, so for this one, what I did was that I setting in a way that when you share the document, it is editable. Bukan dalam bentuk PDF. Alright, because kalau buat dalam bentuk PDF, tak guna jugalah, because the students are not able to edit based on our recommended comments. Okay. All right. Any questions? Rasa-rasa boleh buat tak?
Test lah nanti. Test tak tahu. Dia dah test macam alamak ni macam mana? Alamak moment will come later.
Okay. I forgot to mention satu lagi. Okay. I only found out recently that contohnya when we share with students kan, macam contohnya ni kan, students ni. Okay, dia dapat baca comments lah, because dia dalam the same domain, which is Gmail, Google, dalam the same domain. If the students bagi you Yahoo ke yes.my ke punya email, when they submit, it's not Gmail punya submission, okay? And when you share, they cannot access because I guess Autocrat punya limitation is that way.
Again.
Dia tak gang. You have to make sure, you have to remind your students, you nak submit form ni, you want to edit on the same document that we are working on, it has to be the same domain. You cannot use Yahoo ke, you cannot use other email domains. It has to be Gmail. But I guess right now tak ada masalah because the students dah ada their own UiTM, student UiTM punya email. Ask the students to use that lah. Okay. All right. Any other question? I say tu je lah for today. My advice is just to make sure that your tagging ni sama dengan what you have on here. Kena sama. Alright. And also jangan bagi tagging yang panjang-panjang. Okay, tagging macam ni okay. Macam ni okay. I mean short. Alright, tarikh bengkel, tarikh taklimat. Okay, tak naklah macam satu perenggan panjang, no. Dan Autocrat akan ada error nanti. Okay, so itu je lah my advice for now. Okay. Alright, so any questions? Guys? If you want Autocrat to run another job on another tab, sama je. It's the same thing. Okay. So contohnya like this one, we give this ni lah. This is surat perlantikan. Alright. So let's say you want to do another one, macam what I did just now with this. The next one is surat perhargaan. Okay. Alright. So what do you want to have in the surat perhargaan, which is typically the same thing jugalah kan? Okay. Alright, which is basically the same thing. Okay, nama, gelaran. Okay. Alright, there you go. Okay, what do you think? Jenuh tak nak type balik satu-satu? Because katakan kalau macam I lah kan, if you look at this, macam jenuhnya nak type satu-satu balik, surat latikan, jenuhnya nak type balik sini kan, satu-satu kan. Okay, sebenarnya tak payah pun. What you do is, you just tarik je the data. Okay, for instance like this one, sama dengan, you tarik je dekat sini. Okay. Allahu Akbar. Okay, kita ambil daripada sini lah. Okay. There. And then you just drag. Okay. Apa yang tak kena? Nama bengkel Puan. Okay, we're missing one. Jawatan di sini. Left. Jawatan. Okay. Go back. Okay, tadi kita dah tarik daripada sana. There you go. Okay, data ni datang daripada mana sebenarnya? Okay, this is data from surat perlantikan B2. Okay, so maksudnya daripada surat perlantikan B2. So whatever data that you put here will appear here. Okay. So, there. Okay. So, contohnya if I add in another one. Okay. Fauziah lah. Okay. The IT Puan. Okay. Google Meet contohnya. There. Terus dah ada. Okay, so you don't have to key in lagi sekali sebab again like I said I value my time, so I tak ada masa nak buat all this thing very meticulous thing, satu-satu kena buat, tak ada. Okay, if I can find the fastest way to do things, I will do it. Okay, so you perlu buat sekali je, which is this one, surat pelantikan. Once surat pelantikan dah buat dah, it will automatically generate kat sini. Sorry, it will automatically ada dekat sini. Okay, so kat sini kita tak set lagi job. Alright, so kita habiskan dulu sini. Alright, kita buat Julai lah, katakan Julai. Right, same time. Right, secara atas talian. Okay, katakan it's the same thing lah, malas nak tulis ayat-ayat kan. Okay, same prof. Okay, salinan kepada koordinator IT because this is latihan ya. Alright, so you letak sekali je, you key in one time je dekat surat pelantikan and it will appear in surat penghargaan. Okay, alright, so of course tak ada apa-apa kat sini lagi because there is no job assigned to Autocrat for surat penghargaan. Okay, so how do we attach this to Autocrat punya job? Same thing, under add-ons, create launch. Okay, alright. This is not the one that we're doing because this is surat lantikan. Kita nak buat surat penghargaan. Alright, so this is the first tab. We want to do the second tab. Alright, so that means it's a new job. It is a new job. Okay, bagi nama surat penghargaan. Okay, next. Penceramah. Okay, there you go. Okay, because there's no template yet, so kita kena carilah. I have created a template. Okay, so hopefully it's somewhere there from Drive. Okay, surat latikan. Okay, again, the reason why we can't find it is because it's somewhere in here. Okay, it's not recently been opened, so you kena cari. Okay, surat penghargaan. Kita nak template. Okay, there it is. Template surat penghargaan. Okay. Give it a name so that it is easier to find. Okay, is this the one? Let's look. Okay, there. Okay, tarikh surat, nama. Okay, tadi sebab kita tambah jawatan. There, kita tambah jawatan. So, what we should do is kita kena tambah jawatan lah. Kat sini. Alright, there you go. Okay, gelaran. Alright, we have nama bengkel atau taklimat, gelaran di sini, nama bengkel, tujuan. Okay, gelaran puan atau tuan, gelaran puan atau tuan, gelaran puan atau tuan. Okay, and nama dekan, salinan kepada, there you go. Okay, that's how a template should have lah with tagging. Alright, so once that is done, click on next. Alright, so the reason why, kadang-kadang when I conducted trainings macam ni pada some cikgu kan, dia terus panik. Dia nampak je warna merah ni kan, dia terus panik. Saya cakap dah, jangan panik. Okay, it's not going to meletup. Alright, why? The reason why dia macam tu is because it's not assigned to any tabs. Okay, that's why they just alert you that, okay, hold on, there's something missing here. What's missing? Okay, so you choose lah. Is it surat pelantikan punya tab? Is it this one or this one? So because it's surat penghargaan, so kita click on that. Alright. There you go. Terus dia boleh tag. Okay. Nama, gelaran, what not. Okay. Surat penghargaan. Okay, okay. I don't know why. Tapi jawatan tak ada di sini. Perasan tak? Jawatan tak ada kat sini. Why is it like that? Okay, tak apa. Kita tengok dulu what will happen. Okay, so surat penghargaan penceramah. Okay, again, copy paste. Alright, copy pasting is your best friend for Autocrat. Nama bengkel. Alright, copy. There you go. Alright, again, I advise you it should be in Google Docs format, not PDF, so that it is editable. Multiple output mode, yes, okay, not a single one. Surat penghargaan bengkel, yes, this is where I want them to go. And this is optional. Again, we're not going to do this. Merge. Okay, like I said, if this is a quiz ke apa, you can put that in lah. Kalau tak perlulah. Okay. Share docs, tak nak pun tak apa. Yes pun boleh. So ini tak perlulah. Okay, run from trigger. No. Okay, because we want to do it manually. Okay. So that is done. Tekan save. Alright, it's not going to run automatically. We have to run it. Okay, so bila ada dua job macam ni, we have two tabs and both are running on Autocrat. Okay, so you nak run mana? You nak run yang this one ke or this one? Okay, because this one dah run. Okay, let's say because this one tak run lagi. Okay, sorry. Surat pelantikan untuk Google Meet punya workshop. Okay, so most of the time selalunya surat lantikan dengan surat penghargaan ni datang sekali. Alright, so what you can do is you can run this one first. Okay, so it will detect that this column, 1, 2, 3, 4 columns are empty. Alright, and it will tell you that, oh, okay, there's just one row that I need to merge, and this is the one. Okay, this is the one, right? And then after that is the surat penghargaan. Okay, surat penghargaan tak ada lagi for all. Okay, so because we've set Autocrat to run manually, so you have to run manually lah. Just click the play button there. Alright, it might take some time. Alright, as you can see there, Prof punya surat penghargaan dah ready. And then Autocrat document pun dah ready. Alright, and cleaning up. Okay, so how will it look like? Okay, this is what happens. Kenapa tak keluar? Okay. Ini surat latihan. Ini. Okay. Alright, so we go back. We go back. Okay. We want to tengok balik. Kenapa? Why is this not running? Why is this still under jawatan there? Okay, when in fact it shouldn't be there because kita dah letak jawatan di sini. Alright, kenapa dia tak keluar? Alright, so click, go back. Okay. Is this still the template? Alright, jawatan. Right, it should be the right one. Okay. Next. Somehow dia tak detect this. So far, any question? Are you guys still there?
Yes.
Yes, we're still here.
Yes.
We'll try this later.
I'm just wondering kenapa tak keluar jawatan punya error here because we have the template saying okay, go back ya. Benda-benda macam ni ni yang membuatkan pening kepala. Alright, okay, template surat penghargaan. Okay, jawatan is there. Okay, it should run. Tapi kenapa tak? Okay, jom kita delete balik sebab saya tak puas hati. Let's do it again. Okay, new job. Okay, from drive. All right. Okay, select. I hope this is the right one. Okay, jawatan is there. Jawatan, okay. Next. Kita try lagi sekali. There. Okay, finally ada. Alright, yang tak ada tadi nak tarik nama jawatan. It's right there. Okay, okay. Happy, happy. I'm happy. Okay. Surat penghargaan. Okay. Again, copy paste is our friend. Nama bengkel. Alright. Okay. Still, again, just a reminder, it should be editable. So Google Docs and multiple output mode, yeah, not single output mode. Going back, this is where I want it to be. Okay, this is optional. Boleh tinggalkan kalau ada condition, just put that in. We don't want any emails for this one. Okay, I can always just go check dekat my Google Drive. Okay, so I don't want it to run trigger because I want this to be manual so that I can always check balik the data. Okay, and save. All right. Okay, surat penghargaan. Alright, because we run this study and we don't have the correct data kan, because jawatan tadi tak ada, kita buang balik all those links. Okay, minta dia buat baru. Okay, just buang balik all those. Okay, so minta Autocrat buat baru. Play again. Alright. Alright, so now it's running. Okay, 1 out of 3. So Prof punya dah siap. Okay, mine is done also. Then it's waiting for the last one to be done. Okay, so let's see whether dah buat belum. Surat penghargaan this one. There. Okay, with the jawatan. Surat penghargaan. Okay. If you look at the template again, this is the generic template. Okay. And there you go. Dah settle. Cuma ni lah. Okay, kena betulkan kat part yang ada P huruf besar. Okay, kalau you tak nak betulkan banyak-banyak P kat sini, you just buat kat sini huruf kecil. There. Okay, so the only thing that you need to betulkan is this one instead of the many-many yang kat bawah ni. Okay. Alright. I think I dah given all that I know about Autocrat. Is there any question? If there is any?
So ceritanya kalau tak jadi, delete that job and then buat balik.
Betul. Betul. Betul.
Right.
Kebetulan masa tu tak jadi kan, I pun macam
Saja je.
betul. Dia I saja je buat macam tu kan. So senang nak tunjuk kat you how it's being done. So yang penting jangan panik. Okay?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Alright. Okay, any other question?
Yang original, the generic dokumen tu dia akan tulis yang untuk Autocrat kat tepi Autocrat ya?
Macam mana yang original? Maksudnya template ke apa?
Yang template tu yang ni, yang kita buat yang mula-mula asal dia. So bila dah Autocrat, kalau kita tengok balik, kita akan appear ikut heading pada spreadsheet ke ataupun dia akan tulis Autocrat document? Yang mana kita nak tukar.
Tak, Autocrat ni dia bukan dokumen. Autocrat ni dia just add on. Dia cuma
Yelah, tapi dekat yang original balik
or,
kita
or,
punya
original
yang kita buat Autocrat.
sini ke original?
Original.
Macam ni lah originalnya.
Yang dokumen tadi, yang docs tadi.
Okay, like this one. Ini dia punya output dia. So output dia will look like this lah. You will have it. So kalau nak cari dekat mana tempat dia, do you remember yang you bila Autocrat tanya kat mana you nak simpan all that document. Okay, so contohnya macam surat perhargaan ni, the document I letak is under this one, Autocrat. You kena siap-siap dululah the folder. Okay, so under surat perhargaan. So it's here lah. Semua ada kat sini. So senang. You have surat perhargaan, nama dan the nama bengkel tu, so that it's easier to cari balik.
Artinya kalau dah once kita buat dia jadi add-on dia Autocrat, the original one, the generic one, dia punya macam kita heading dia macam puan tu, okay, puan tuan kita jadi Autocrat. So dia akan original, the generic document tadi tu akan tulis puan atau puan ataupun tuan ataupun ditulis Autocrat dokumen.
Dia tak tulis Autocrat. Dia ikut pada data yang kita dia ikut pada data yang kita masukkan.
Dia balik macam original, balik semula. Okay.
So that's why you punya heading ni, you heading you tu kena betul lah, ikut template. So macam kalau kita ikut template this one, alright. So apa-apa pun you always refer pada template and then pada heading. So macam kat sini kita tengok ya, tarikh surat, okay, and then tarikh surat sini. Okay.
Dia akan
ikut di sini.
Betul heading.
So
okay, thanks.
Nama sini. Okay, dia akan ikut pada kolom. So, jawatan, alright. And then, jawatan. Alright. And, apa lagi? Gelaran. Gelaran di sini. Okay. So, ikutlah. Dia akan ikut here. Dia akan ikut here. Alright. So, your template ni nanti, whatever, you buat template dulu, and then baru you letak di sini. Apa data yang you nak letak, supaya data-data kat sini nak merge, jadikan this. So memudahkan kerja lah. Alright. So ini
selalu copy paste je kan.
Itulah sebab
buat surat-surat yang different copy paste tukar nama, tukar venue apa kan.
Boleh tak ada masalah, tapi bila kita copy paste tu kita tak ada data kita sendiri. Sebab sekarang ni
yes.
my issue is that bila Dr. Zaimah tanya berapa banyak, bila Prof Dekan tanya berapa banyak dah you buat latihan, kadang-kadang you have to go back, you kena cari kat sini tau, you kena okay, you kena tengok kat sini balik, you cari ini yang tahun bila, ini tahun bila, ini tahun bila. But if you have like a one stop center macam ni kan, senang you tengok macam ini tahun 2020, okay, ini 2021, then you boleh terus beritahu Dr. Zaimah, you copy paste yang ini, you bagi je dekat dia, tak payah nak buat baru or buat dokumen baru. So to me this is jimat masa lah. Kita
okay, thanks.
No problem. Okay, any other question? Tak ada ya? Alright. Senang kan Autocrat ni sebenarnya? If there are no question, I guess I end our session today di sini. But if you do have, tiba-tiba lah katakan you tengah buat and then you have questions, macam mana nak buat macam ni, macam mana nak buat tu. Alright. I am reachable through WhatsApp. Okay, so most of the time, yes, I will answer your questions lah. Alright, don't forget today's attendance. Just key in just fill in the attendance and you will get another certificate. Alright, thank you so much. Thank you. Alright, Assalamualaikum.
Waalaikumsalam. Thank you so much,
Thank
Ji.
you so much, madam.
Alright, no problem. Welcome.
Thank you, Ji.
Terima kasih.
Welcome. Bye.
Terima kasih.
Thank you, madam.
Welcome.
Selamat Hari Raya.
Selamat Raya.
Thank you, madam.
Welcome.